My name is Klipsch, and I am the CEO of the Sherman Lake YMCA Outdoor Center. We are in unprecedented times, as I'm sure you've heard over and over again recently. As a parent and a husband, of course, my first priority is my family. But as a leader of a cause-driven organization in our community, my priority is to reach out to those who need us most in our community, now more than ever. First, I want to say thank you to our emergency first responders who are taking even greater risks than they already do on a normal basis to take care of those in need in our community. To our emergency frontline staff members who every day are going to work risking their own health to take care of those in our community who they don't even know, and even risking the health of their own family when they return home. We thank you. And to our essential frontline staff workers, those who are making sure we can still go to the grocery store and get food, who can make sure we can go and get the necessary supplies to live just our day-to-day life, I thank you for your support. We could not do this without you. Right now, for many of us, the COVID virus may act as a nuisance to us. It is something that's making us shelter us place. It's making us get away from our regular activities. We might be missing sporting events. We might be missing fun activities that we normally do. But for some in our community, this COVID virus is a real death threat. It's a threat to the general health for those who might not have a general doctor they can see. It's a loss of jobs. It's a loss of income, the ability to put food on the table, the ability to buy clothes for kids who need it, and the loss of structure. I have never experienced where my children have stayed home for the amount of time that they have, and now knowing what could come in the future, that they may stay home longer and longer. And that structure can be very difficult on kids in their lives on a regular day-to-day basis. I wanted to share with you a few things that we are working on at the Sherman Lake Y to help take care of our community, to help reach out to those who need us most. First, I want to mention our work with the American Red Cross. We reached out to them and said, is there anything that we can do to help? We know there's a national shortage of blood donations. How can we get involved? They said, we'd love to have a blood donation site April 1st. So we held one this past Wednesday. It was completely full. There was no chance to walk up because it was completely filled with spots of people who were already stepping in to donate. We said, can we help again? They said, yes, we'd love to hold at your site another blood donation drive on April 14th. That one's already almost full. You as a community have stepped up and said, you will help wherever you can. And I thank you for doing that, for being so generous. The next one is our Camp at Home page. As a parent, I worry about my kids and the amount of time they're spending looking at their screens. Our summer camp team and our school team are putting out videos that you can use as a parent. There's outdoor activities that you can do with your kids while still being isolated. If you need to have someone read your child a book because you're so busy going to work and coming home and just trying to sleep, our staff read books right there for you to look at with your child. Fridays at 7, we have a virtual campfire where kids can see pictures of other kids and they can sing songs and look at funny skits and go back to a little bit of normalcy. So all of that is available to you as families. We also reached out to the food bank and said, can we help somehow? Do you need more food distribution sites? What we heard is that in our area out here between Kalamazoo and Battle Creek, there's almost a food desert when it comes to free distribution sites. So we said, how can we help? They said, could you provide a free site on Fridays? We said, absolutely. So every day from 3 to 5, we are giving away 100 boxes of fresh food for people in our community who need it. It's got oranges and apples and beans and eggs and milk, free to families who need it, who can just come up. Here's a free box of food that'll last you days, maybe a week. And it's free of charge that we cover those costs because we know it's necessary for us to take care of those in our community who need it. And lastly, our partnership with the YMCA of Greater Kalamazoo. They've been providing free meals to families throughout Kalamazoo in partnership with the Kalamazoo Public Schools. They've been taking their bus and going to areas, to apartment complexes where kids may or may not be able to come and get food at the schools. Unfortunately, they've just been running out of food right away. They've been doing 300 meals a day for kids who otherwise are missing meals, and they're running out. So Dave Morgan, their CEO, called me and said, is there any way you could make more food for us? So starting this past Wednesday, we made 1,000 meals, 500 lunches and 500 dinners that the Kalamazoo YMCA takes on their bus and delivers to kids throughout the community. And we're gonna do that every day until the need is no longer there, but 1,000 meals a day. And while we get a little bit of reimbursement from the state, that is something that we know is so important, we're gonna cover most of the costs, just as the Kalamazoo Y is gonna cover most of the costs. I know we've received a lot of phone calls from our members and from our friends saying, hey, can I volunteer? Can I help? And while we are so grateful for that, The number one thing you can do is take care of yourself and stay in place, shelter in place, take care of your health, because we're going to need you when this whole thing is over. For those who are still wanting to know how we can help, I'll give you a few examples. As members, our YMCA members, you know we've been shut down. You know we've been closed by order of the governor. The first thing I would ask is please stay with us as a YMCA member. I know you're not getting your services. I know you're not getting your group exercise classes. You're not getting your laps in the pool, and you're not getting your coffee at the front desk. But what you are doing by keeping your membership with us and continuing to pay your dues, which we now see as a donation, is we can take that money and continue to serve people in our community. So please stay with us as a member. That is our only revenue source as an organization, is your membership dues. So please continue to support us. If you are a camper or a camper family who's wondering about this summer, hold on and wait with us. We know that there's some uncertainty about the summer, but as of right now, we are planning to run summer as per usual. As things change and as we learn more information, we may adapt and we may change, but understand our cancellation policy has changed a little bit because we don't want you to fear not getting your money back. If you can't come to camp because we're shut down, we will give your money back. I don't want you to be afraid of that. I want you to plan on a normal summer, and then we'll adapt or evolve later. To our school administrators or our school principals or our parents of our school campers who come in, we serve 5,000 kids a year in our schools program. And I believe that this fall, when we get back to school, the work that we do with building community in classrooms is going to be more important now than ever. Never in the past 50 years have kids gone away from school for 6 months and then expected to come back. And I know there's going to be important tests that need to get made up. I know there's going to be a learning loss that needs to get made up. But there's no way that environment, that academic growth environment, can happen if kids don't feel safe and feel like they're part of a community. So please hold on, and when school gets back, come back to us. Let us continue to work with you and serve you, because our kids are going to need it more than ever. And lastly, to our friends and our stakeholders and our donors, I beg of you, please continue to support us. That support is so important now, because this work we're doing with feeding 1,000 kids a day, or creating blood drives, or creating camp at home so kids can have activities, we can't do it without you. I beg of you, please continue to support us so we can do this important work in our community. And lastly, I thank all of you. I thank you for your previous support through the years. I thank you for your current support, and I thank you for what you'll do in the future. We can't do this work without you. At the Y, we are a community organization. The Y has been around for 175 years as a part of community, and as different things have changed, the Y has evolved. We will evolve through this to serve our community the best way possible, and we'll do it together. Thank you.